Hi everyone, it's Dr. Justin Pariseau here. I just wanted to try to help walk everybody through as much as I possibly can what to do week to week in our course, History 240 FX African American History, now that we're online. If you've made it this far to our D2L course page, you'll notice a number of items here that'll be helpful to you. I would definitely recommend checking out the welcome back message just as an intro. If you scroll down, you'll notice on the right-hand side the calendar with a number of due dates that are listed. So for most immediate concern for everybody, you'll notice that there are two items due this week. Quick Write 4 on Langston Hughes's poem, The Negro Speaks of Rivers. That's due by Monday, March 30th by 11:59 p.m. And also the much extended, long awaited quiz 2, which is a 5-question content quiz that's also due end of the day, by the end of the day on March 30th at 11:59 p.m. So as you scroll down, you'll see a bunch of different things. I have information about the revised syllabus that's listed through April 6th. With new due dates and all of the content reconfigured, existing content, nothing new for the course. So you'll see that material listed there. Just an update about the Netflix docudrama biopic about the life of Madam C.J. Walker, who's an important historical figure that we're going to be covering coming up soon. Some homeschooling resources, things like that. That's all in the announcements page. And as new announcements come up for our course, I'll be posting here. So that's where to look for that information. If you go up to the top of the page, to the top of the screen here, if you click on content and we give it a moment to load, you'll notice on the left-hand side the modules that are listed. So there's a module for the syllabus that you can access both the original syllabus and the updated one that lists the materials through April 6th. As you go down, you'll also see we have modules from March 16th through March 30th, the current week, the 30th through the 6th, the week following, and so on and so forth. I'll be adding modules as we go along as I'm updating the content. This course has never been offered before online, so it's going to take me a little bit of time to get those additional modules up, but I'll be populating those as we go. But all you need to worry about week to week is what needs to be done for that week. So for this week, that ends on March 30th. If you click on that module, it'll open up. It'll look like this. There's the portrait of Captain Absalom Boston, the whaling captain who we talked about just before the extended spring break in relation to our discussion of free African Americans living in the early 19th century prior to the American Civil War. As you scroll down, you'll notice a number of items that are here. You'll be wanting to review each of these items as you go so that you can build upon your knowledge of what we began talking about regarding free African Americans, their contributions to the American economy, contributions to American cultural and social life. You'll notice I've added to some of the material here, especially the information that lists the role of sea shanties in African American life and whaling culture as well. So you have an example here of a sea shanty, a work song that was sung on board 19th century whaling ships that likely originates in African American circles in the American South and then transitioned to the sea as more and more black sailors engaged in that work. And then a live version of that sea shanty sung at a festival a few years back. So you'll have access to the original version, some historical description of the sea shanty, and then an example of it sung, and be listening for how that song could potentially be used as a work song to kind of get people working in unison together on board a sailing ship. There is an additional PowerPoint that I've added here, Hidden History, African American Foodways. This one I'm recommending that you download it so that you can listen to my narration as you go through the presentation. You can watch it in D2L. That is an option available to you, but you'll miss out on my narration. So I just wanted you to be aware of that. A PowerPoint having to do with fugitive slaves, information about Nat Turner, the poem you'll need for the quick write, And then finally, the PowerPoint dealing with the Civil War, which is going to wrap up our first half of the semester. So you're going to have to pace yourself as you go through to take a look at the content. Bear in mind that you're still committing the same amount of time as you would were we sitting in our extended class time, from 9:30 to 10:55 each day that we would normally be meeting. So, make some adjustments for that in terms of when you can dedicate time to reviewing the material in the textbook, those assigned readings that you have, as well as the PowerPoint presentations and lecture material that I've posted here for you so that you're able to process the information. Once you're done reviewing the content, again, just a reminder that you have those 2 assignments due this week. Quick Write 4 on the Negro Speaks of Rivers. That's a 1-paragraph quick write expectation. So you'll have an opportunity to respond to that by clicking on the discussion topic and adding your quick write post right within that form. And then the last thing you'll need to do before the week ends on March 30th, before you turn your attention to the following week's content, is quiz 2. And again, that is that 5-question content quiz based on the most recent material that we've covered this week, having to do with free African Americans, fugitive slaves, and the Civil War. So make sure to take a look at that material before you open up and take quiz 2. Once we're done with this week, we'll turn our attention to the next chunk of content that we'll be looking at. If you have any questions as you go along about the content, about the process, please feel free to reach out to me. You can use the Ask the Professor forum. You can send me an email. I will try to get back to you as quick as I possibly can so that you can find out what you need to be able to be successful in completing the work for any given week. Thanks, and I look forward to working with everyone in this new online format.